Sanjukta, and I'm a youth ambassador for Indeed We Can. Today we honor Ms. Sanjukta Das for her wonderful contribution towards women empowerment and advocacy. From the tender age of 16, she worked with Mother Teresa in a leadership program, and ever since, she's always been contributing towards women empowerment. She's also a successful placement advisor at Humber College. And so let's begin the interview. We're pleased to have you.
Thank you so much, Kavya. It's definitely a big pleasure and an honor to be sitting and talking to you on this interview.
Great. So I have one question for you. Can you please describe more about yourself with us?
That's a really hard question. But, if you ask me how I'd like to describe myself, I think I am a very proud mother of two successful boys. I am a very brand new grandmother. I have a small little Arjun in my life now, who was born in January. And I am an advocate for every woman that I see and I feel. And my journey has been working for the community, and I like to introduce myself as someone who loves to connect with people, just as my name means, Sanjukta, which means someone who connects.
Oh wow, I didn't know that. So you're an art of living teacher. So how has Sri Sri Ravi Shankar impacted your life?
This is the most precious question that anyone can ask me. Yes, I'm an art of living teacher, and Sri Sri Ravi Shankar is one of the greatest humanitarian walking the planet today, with the biggest non-profit organization that works across 150 plus countries.
Wow.
And he's an ambassador of peace and humanitarian causes. If you ask me how he has impacted me, well, doing the Art of Living course as someone who was in need of a stress-free mind at that time changed my life, and I moved on to become a teacher so that the experience that I have gained through meditation and breathing techniques, I could spread it in the community. I became a teacher in India, but it is such a global organization that coming to Canada did not hamper me, was not an impediment. So I continued working in the role of an art of living teacher in the community.
Great. So, we can see that you spent quite a lot of time towards women empowerment. And how important is this to you, and what is the biggest motivation in your life?
Kavya, in order to say I need to go back a little in my life and my journey, like every other woman who's a born leader, and I truly believe in that, I was introduced to leadership training service, which we called an LTS training, very, very young in life when I was in school. And I was very blessed and privileged to be selected to work in a small little project that had Mother Teresa involved.
Wow.
So at a very tender age of 13, I was able to see this great personality, which I didn't recognize at that time. And I truly feel that that was the beginning. I was actually touched by the work that we were doing, and it helped me to get a direction towards working in the community. Moving ahead, I became an art of living teacher, and it laid the foundation of working more unconditionally for the community as a volunteer. Moving countries, fast forward, I moved countries, I came to Canada. The reason why I could integrate fast was because I was an art of living teacher. There's no question about that. And so my role changed because I started working in a government program where I was working for women, and these were women in very difficult situations. And I somehow understood and gained insight in a different way about a woman's troubles and problems and pains. I moved in my employment to Humber College, where I'm currently employed, but something in me had shifted by then. So I felt that I still could do more and I still need to work with women. And my entire perception about reaction towards women had changed after working very, very closely with women who are going through very difficult situations. Having said that, I think that was the trigger to
So that was the motivation.
motivation to have my own non-profit organization, which is called Women's Initiatives to Nurture, Grow and Support, which is called Wings. Yes.
Can you explain a bit more about Wings?
Yes, sure. If I say it is my organization, no, it's absolutely wrong, because any organization cannot happen with one person. So when I started envisioning that I want to have an organization, I held hands with some of my very, very close volunteer friends who had the same vision.
Right.
And I have to mention here that it is this group, this set of women who are currently my board of directors, and we together form our fabulous board, and we are able to work across the community. Needless to say, Wings is what it is because of this group of women that are working with me. Nelia Suri, Lal, there is Kala Narayan, there is Anuthin, there is Joyita, who have held my hands, and together we have made impossible possible through Wings. And yes, answering your question, to tell you a little more about Wings, across Toronto, across GTA, we have innumerable women who are entrepreneurs, and there are many women who are carrying on business from their home as a base. So Wings actually started connecting with women who are in business, and we provided a portal where they could showcase their work, where they could be highlighted, and so we basically are empowering women through our initiatives, and it's basically focused on women entrepreneurs.
So we've already talked about your organization, nonprofit organization Wings. Can you explain a bit more about your experience in Humber College?
Sure. My experience in Humber College is the role that I am in. I am the business placement advisor to the Humber Business School, and I see that I have a very, very critical role in the college as well. I work with international students. I understand their pains. I understand their problems. And I take pride in being their go-to person in the campus. I know what each student goes through because I came here as a new immigrant. My boys were international students. So I know and I empathize and I see them through a different lens. My work is to connect students with employers, to make them, to assist them to make a transition towards employability. And I do it very seriously. I connect students so that they get an experience that will shine on their resume. I help them to make resumes. I help them to connect with employers who are looking for placements. I assist them to get good placements so that they can pursue the dream that they had envisioned before they came to Canada. So I look at myself who has a serious role in the community.
Definitely you do.
Yes, I look at myself as someone who is playing and is here for a reason. And the minute I place myself in those shoes, I know that every day I have something to achieve.
So, are you just a placement advisor at Humber College, or do you also teach?
Yes, of course. In order to make a placement happen, we have classes, and yes, I have to teach them as well.
Right. So, on behalf of the audience, I want to ask you, what other projects are you working on which you think we should know about to raise more awareness and for community engagement?
To be very honest, I'm working on a very, very passionate project of mine. I'm working on raising sari awareness in Canada. Yes, having moved to Canada, I didn't become a Canadian. I never gave up my saris. I had a treasure of expensive traditional saris, which I decided to keep wearing because through Art of Living, I was always going to satsangs to sing, and I would always wear very good saris. And I suddenly realized that my mother did a very good job in telling me you look the best in saris. So while at work, I have to wear Western outfits. In the evenings, socially, I never wear Western outfits. I take pride in wearing saris, and
definitely you look very great.
And I decided that Indian weavers need support. So why not start working on the project? So along with some other admins, I created a Canadian saris group, and trust me, sari business has kicked up, and more women are wearing saris. So on one hand, I truly believe that woman needs to feel good, and wearing a sari is definitely one of the ways.
Wow.
So I am currently working on this project wherein we are doing a sari festival, and from Wings, and we're inviting women across to come and join, and the festivity of wearing a sari. On one hand, but on the other hand, I also do these very passionately. We do International Women's Day celebration, wherein we raise funds. Every year we choose organization, and Wings raises funds for other organizations. So we worked for Einstein's Women's Shelter. We have raised funds for Youth Without Shelter this year. And so on one hand, we are definitely empowering women, the networking group of women entrepreneurs. But what we collect from there, we give it to organizations that are working for the community. So this Christmas, a whole group of Wings women that we love to call the members collected stuff, and we gave them as joy baskets to the Einstein's Shelter. So on one hand, women network, but we do network for a cause. And currently we have about 300 Wings members who are all in a WhatsApp group, and it's a huge resource. Women are connected to one another in that group, and if anyone requires anything, all they need is to put it out as a question there. Can you give me a plumber? And that comes a reply from someone. So it is a life support group, and Wings is doing that very diligently, very successfully. The board of directors are working right around the clock to keep this alive and going.
So you're successful professionally, and you also have a huge nonprofit organization. What is your secret to all this success?
Number one is my fabulous family. I have a very, very supportive, endearing husband who's my friend and has been my constant cheerleader for every project that I'm undertaking. I have two very strong and successful sons who I think are always in the yes mode if I give any project, if I start a project. But having said that, if you ask me what is my secret, I think my ability to network, my ability to be compassionate to people, my ability not to give false hopes and being honest and upfront, and holding hands with my friends who are my life supports. So together we move ahead. Wings is what it is because of Nelia, because of Kala, because of Anu, because of Joyita. These are my life support strengths. Without them, Wings would just be a word and an acronym. I truly believe that if I don't work with others as a team, we can't move ahead. And it's not about me. Wings is not about me. Wings is about those women who have the trust that we are doing this for a cause.
So, moving on to our last question. I'm really sad to finish this interview almost so fast. But anyhow, do you have any last comments for our audience? Any advice?
Yes, absolutely. I truly think that every woman has the right to be happy. That's a basic human right. And there should be no one denying this to us. I truly believe that if you are a woman and if you are watching me today, you are a leader. And you need to believe in it that every woman is a leader. The role that we play at home, the role that we play outside is exemplary. And you are unique, you are the best.
Awesome. Thank you so much for coming here and doing this interview. It was a pleasure.
Thank you, Kavya. And thank you, Indeed We Can team. I'm extremely honored and extremely humbled that you chose me to be interviewed today. There is a message that I want to give to the team, that you're doing an amazing job, and I wish you every best. Indeed We Can.